What's going on, world? What's going on, gamers? So here's some more Dragon Age news here. And the two sources here, obviously the trend is going to be highlighting, including himself, is going to be from Smash JT and other individuals. So here's the thing. It says that the insider affirms disastrous sales and huge refunds for Dragon Age to Veilguard, which I called this a while ago. When I first saw the game, I immediately knew what the issue was. When I seen who the director was, I immediately knew of the Baphomet spirit and, that all this weird stuff where I'm like, okay, this is just not going to work. You're going to be dealing with the same thing as everything else this year. This year is like the slam dunk on their face year and exposure. 2024 is a great year for that. And then, the political tide that shifted against them because whether people want to avoid politics or not, everything you see and play now, it's in front of you, invading in front of you, and making things worse. Like just corrupt politics. And then, seeing how things are shifted to more in a positive perspective, now knowing who got in office, which is actually good. So the thing is that um, you had Andrew Wilson, the guy who is basically the leader of EA, saying that this game was going to do very well, and a lot of other people trying to give you fake positivity, thinking that it's going to sell millions of copies. And let's give an example right here. Dragon Age Inquisition sold 12 million, and I love the game. In the PS4 era, it launched pretty much right at the beginning, right? Really good game. I wanted to continue from where it left off. I mean, how long do we have to wait to get that, right? So you wait that long finally, and then I give you this turd, right? And then kind of just scrap the whole story, give you this weird ass art. Like when I was looking at it, I was like, I don't care what you're trying to like show to me, but I just feel like the soul got ripped out of the game, and the people who made Dragon Age Inquisition organically are just not there anymore. Like it's just a feeling that every time I looked at the game, I just felt nothing. I felt like I just wanted to go to something else because we're not in a era anymore. We have to wait on one big game like this per year or every like 6 months or something. There's tons of games coming out every month that are like amazing. So yeah, this game not selling well does not surprise me. So let's go ahead and see. So we got Endymion claiming that it only sold 500,000 copies in a little over a week. Okay, so maybe over a week. I know now the game is close to probably a million sales, but that's not impressive for what Dragon Age should have been doing. It should have did a million in a week, and it should be heading towards 2 million right now. Blowing up, trending still, a lot of people getting into it because Baldur's Gate was blowing up and doing very well, right? And that's on a whole another level of development. But Dragon Age was supposed to be in that plateau. It was there, right, at one point, where you had the same developers that had both of the series putting it at a high peak. But now look at what happens when political correctness, woke DEI agendas invade the gaming industry and once again ruin good developers. And I wouldn't say that they completely ruined BioWare because they were already like going down to begin with. If we look at Andromeda and if we look at Anthem, it's like what's going on at BioWare. And now when you add in this, that combination is disgusting. It's not good. So yeah, I'm not feeling too hopeful about Mass Effect 5. Maybe, hopefully, some positive things happen with the political shift that's going on right now. Hopefully, good things can happen, but it's EA, so we know EA has been doing terrible things for a very long time and continue to still thrive because they have so much sports IPs. Now you got the college football, now you got, Madden selling every year, FIFA selling the way that it's selling, and they could just keep on having all those IPs with Battlefield and everything else, and they're just going to be fine because they can get away with it. They're one of the very few companies that can do that along with Microsoft, so will EA get rid of BioWare? Well, look at Anthem and look at Andromeda. They didn't get rid of them. So I don't know if they're going to get rid of them. I think they may change around some things, but I don't think that it'll be the end of BioWare. We're going to see what happens with Mass Effect 5, right? Because we know Casey Hudson was tired of the crap. He left. And when he left, I was like, damn, that sucks. But getting into this article, says this is from the same source that I had shared previous Dragon Age pre-order numbers with, which was in my video a few days back. Apparently, according to them, pre-orders for Veilguard were even less than initially thought. I told you in the last video there were roughly 115,000 pre-orders. The thing is now is we can't track pre-orders like we used to back then because 70 to 80% of the gaming industry is now digital outside of Nintendo. So most of the sales are going to come from digital. PC is that's not going to. It's all digital. PlayStation is all digital, unless they're including digital. You know what I mean? Which, if that's the case, that's terrible, absolutely abysmal. Okay, then he says the numbers that they are hearing from people in EA is now there's actually between 70 to 75,000 pre-orders. That's kind of like that needs to be a more accurate number with that. That's like way too far fetched. which is, yeah, not good at all. But all in all, I mean, the game is just not doing well, and I'm glad because I can't stand this crap that they're trying to shove down people's throat and trying to brainwash the younger generation. But in total, what I was told is that Veilguard may have sold overall so far anyway in the 500,000 range. So my thing is like it had like 89,000 peak on Steam. If you did that, you at least sold a few 100,000 copies. If you include PlayStation and Xbox too, I think overall they sold a few 100,000 copies combined together. I can see the 500,000, 600,000 in a week be somewhat accurate, because I'm very realistic about everything. And I think right now it could possibly hit a million sales, but that's still not impressive. The game should be on fire. Like definitely after a 10-year wait, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like three strikes in a row now with Bioware: Andromeda, Anthem, and now this garbage. Not only did he share the game sales were around 500,000, but he also revealed that players are refunding the game in droves. And he says, as I told my same source, Bioware's higher-ups believe the game would skyrocket past 100 concurrent players on Steam during launch. It should have if you did everything right, morons. It didn't, of course. It only hit 89,000 and has dropped since. Apparently, in terms of the EA subscription service where you pay a monthly fee for their catalog of games, which Veilguard is a part of, this offer only ended up pulling in around 20,000 players on Origin, as I'm told, which is hardly anything for a game that, again, needs far more than this to succeed. Now, nobody wants to play this crap except people who don't know any better. But our generation, no. And I've been gaming since 1994. I'm also told in terms of refunds that currently the game had at least 30,000 refunds in the past few days. It's terrible, which is not good for your game that has barely sold 500,000 copies to be hemorrhaging players like this, he relayed. He did share, so generally to speak, Veilguard is not a commercial success. It needed to sell around 4 to 5 million to make a profit. And, these games get funded too, so that's the thing about that. And well, it's not doing that, obviously. Now, a second citer has informed YouTube Smash JT that numbers shared by Endymion are indeed accurate. Smash JT shared in a recent video Dragon Age Veilguard sales number are leaking out. I mean, just say the real number. Between Endymion and myself, I confirm with the source that the numbers that Endymion has released are accurate. And holy crap, they are pathetically low for a very big mass-produced, highly touted, praised to be a great classic adventure that people will love for ages has turned into what this stuff always does, woke slop that people sniffed out immediately. So that's my thing. Like, if I have numbers, I'm just going to give people the accurate number. That's my only thing. It's like, give me the number then. But all in all, it's good that we're just going against this agenda and garbage anyways because we're supposed to. Because all they do is bullshit people and deceive people to make profit off of them and try to brainwash them to support this garbage and destroy the industry that we care about. Later in this video, Smash JT stated, according to Endymion, who cited the inside sources, the game had sold fewer than Star Wars Outlaws, with reports indicating that only around 500,000 copies have sold so far. I mean, here's my thing. If I have the number, I'm not going to say around, so nothing against that, but I kind of find this pattern consistently annoying. It's like, if you're getting inside sources, state the damn number, you know? I understand we all want to go against this agenda, and I'm all about being genuine 100%, even if I can't, get to somebody. But somebody should not be annoyed if you're trying to state the truth and be injustice and expose people and say the 100% accurate truth, how God sees it for what it is. So give me the exact number. After hearing that news from Endymion, I couldn't help but reach out to sources BioWare to find out if that was true. And yes, according to them, this is confirmed. About 500,000 units have sold through. Because if somebody can see the number, tell me it. Otherwise, it's kind of hard for me to fully trust you. But I still like that everything is exposing them for what they are. But don't be like them in a different sense. And they have had plenty of returns too. The numbers cited by what numbers? Endymion are extremely accurate, signaling some seriously troubling times for BioWare and EA for a game of this magnitude, he said. A game that was in production and development for nearly a decade. Still later, Smash AC also affirmed Endymion's source regarding the returns. He said on top of Veilguard's lackluster sales is the alarming rate of refunds. Endymion reported that at least 30,000 refunds had already been processed within just a few days post-launch. My source confirmed that the number is at least that many, which is an insane amount of returns for a game. In fact, these rumors, which is what I'm taking this as, are true. It means that EA CEO Andrew Wilson has a massive egg on his face, which I think he meant to say, as he previously claimed the game had breakout potential. Yeah, too bad you ruined it with your woke DEI garbage. Wilson said during the company's most recent earnings report, I Certainly think Veilguard has breakout potential. Again, 10 years ago, Dragon Age Inquisition won Game of the Year, was a very strong performer for us, and the conduct of our business year was a great game. Like I said over here, it sold 12 million copies. But we know this game is garbage. I won't support it. I don't even care to play it, even if it was free. And so while much of our business has moved to live service moment to moment, deliver innovation and creativity for a deeply engaged community over the course of time, this opportunity to bring incredibly high quality creative storytelling set in an amazing world with rich characters living out these stories, you're able to capture that moment in entertainment. Success almost certainly follows. He explained, and we said that in the context of movies, and we're seeing in the context of TV series, and we see in the context of video games. When we think about what we have with Veilguard right now, we have a storage studio and Bioware, storage studio and Bioware, excuse me. We have a stored IP in Dragon Age. We have a team that took extra time to make sure the world was rich and that characters were interesting and the story was compelling. Bullshit. Because you're pushing a garbage satanic Baphomet agenda across people's minds and you're trying to make them think that trans and confusion is okay. It's garbage. Nobody wants it because you're trying to enforce most of the entire community that is not that weird nonsense to accept this and somehow enjoy it when that's not their organic nature and that's not how they grew up and that's not the way the series has evolved. And that's not how video gaming was to begin with 99% of the time. That's the problem with people like that directing. It's like you're retarded because you're trying to enforce that on a mass aspect across the entire game, that which affects the dialogues, the character, the personality, the art form. You ruined the entire game by doing that. So you deserve to have a failed product. You deserve to be fired, and you deserve to get tore down as hard as people are going to tear you down. Because to me, you are a piece of shit, and that's what I think about you. Because it's quite obvious what you're trying to do. So and you're ruining a series that we've cared about and waited 10 years for. And this is what you threw in front of us and told us to pay you $70 for. Yeah, go fuck yourself. And so while I think it's too early to predict the outcome, the critical reviews have been incredibly strong. The team feels really energized by what they have delivered. And my sense is that, yes, it has breakout capabilities. He reiterated, yeah, that's what you want to think so people can accept the agenda because you got hijacked by weirdos and evil spirits. Of note, EA's Chief Financial Officer Stuart Canfield shared that the company was expecting net bookings for the current quarter to be 2.4 billion and 2.55 billion. Yeah, off of sports games, not this. You knew this wasn't going to do that. You just was hoping that. So here's what I had to say about this. Like, subscribe, let me know what y'all think about this, and leave a comment. All right, y'all. Peace out.